Hello and welcome to Opening Bars. Haven't Met You Yet is the first single from Michael Bublé's fourth album, Crazy Love, released in 2009. It was co-written with Alan Chang, Michael's longtime pianist and musical director, and Amy Foster-Gillies, who is the daughter of Bonnie Jean Cook and Canadian record producer David Foster. Michael Bublé commented on the recording process for Crazy Love in this statement. I started this record knowing I was going to record it differently than my previous ones. I dug way deeper and was more introspective on this one. Basically, I sang the truth, made each song autobiographical, and you can definitely hear the difference. I went back to the way my idols made their records. I wanted an organic feel, so people could feel like they were in the studio with me. The musicians and I all sat in the room, recorded it right from the floor, and we let the sounds all come together and bleed into one another. It's not contrived, not too perfect. It feels really good. Let's take a look. Here we'll use the piano grand staff, linked with the bracket and bar line, with a treble and bass clef, 5 flats, and a 4/4 time signature. The movement is conventional and functional. Starting on D flat major, the tonic 1 of this piece, moving to the 4 in the major, that anticipatory G flat in the bass is the note of significance which defines this chord. Then we move to the E flat minor, the 2 chord, with the D flat as the 7th and the F as the 9th. If we continue now with the same methodology, that would mean that this chord should be labeled a B flat minor 7, but somehow that second inversion D flat chord, with the early entrance of the A flat on the and of beat 2, makes it feel like a variant of 5 instead. And it very comfortably fits the classic cadence type we are so used to, the 1-6-4 to dominant 5 to 1. A couple of other observations here too. The F natural that sits atop these chords is kind of like an inverted pedal tone, only moving to accommodate the 5 chord at the end of measure 4 before returning to the 1. But I think it doesn't really function as a pedal tone, in that it doesn't create any particular musical tension. So I'd like to call it an anchoring tone instead. The rhythms are not complicated. The right hand is straight driving quarter notes placed on the primary beats. The left hand is a playful trio of eighth notes beginning on the pickup to beat 4, except for the last measure which highlights the dominant in preparation for the return to the tonic. Here it is then, hands together, as written. Notice that it doesn't sound like the album. That's because the eighth notes are meant to be played with an uneven division. Here, the first eighth of a pair gets a slightly longer duration and stress. On the recording, it sounds more or less like this. As for technique, I suppose you might wish to practice your chord inversions up and down the keyboard, and that would be okay. But what I might suggest here is a little different. Using the basic harmonic progression, work out how you might play these chords and reuse at least one note in the following chord. This technique creates smooth voice leading and sensible comping. You might also wish to experiment with other chord progressions as well, perhaps 1, minor 6, 4, and 5, or 1, 5, minor 6, and 4. One musical challenge I'd suggest to improve your overall musicianship would be to play the chord pulses in the right hand and then play the vocal melody for Haven't Met You Yet in the left hand. Let's do that tricky bit now. Perhaps we might even pick other songs and try the same technique. One I can think of that would also work is Penny Lane by the Beatles. Let's give that a try. I hope you enjoyed your lesson today. Remember, don't just play notes. Make music. Until next time, thanks for listening.